Hey guys, what's going on? TK coming at you. Today I just wanted to hit you guys with the concept of success within our current business model. I mean, if you think about it, the nature in which drives people's success within our democratic republic right now is predicated on monopolistic keep my boot on your neck, let me thrive, let you fail system of competitiveness that supposedly drives the free market. So the inherent nature of systematic control is our system. As long as I can prevent you from being successful, it leaves more money on the table for me. I enjoy the fact that you can't eat because it makes more food on my side of the table. These are the truthful sides, or I should say the byproduct results of capitalism, right? How many companies had to be forced by the government to prevent monopolistic tactics? Not only am I going to prevent innovation, I should say, creativity and free enterprise, like Edison, I'm going to suppress my competitors and in some cases detriment and hinder to ensure that my dominance stays where it's at. I mean, this is the realistic side of capitalism. This is not romper room. Free enterprise within a money-driven or fiat money-driven system, free enterprise means the influence of money can be used to manipulate, control, and dominate your position of influence or your position of success. So AT&T was broken up, and the government stepped in and made them release the monopoly that they had on the entire US. Bill Gates was forced to release the monopoly that he had on Windows operating system. There's 1,001 examples within free enterprise where not only is the competition suppressed, they are negatively influenced by the person that's already on top. And that is not limited to big corporations. That also encompasses you, because you will gladly walk past a homeless person and say, sorry ass, won't get a job, when you don't know his circumstances that leads to him not participating in the economic free enterprise system. And there isn't a thought in your mind when you see that person of non-participation that says, maybe I should extend some help or refer a system to that person that allows reintegration to the economic system that you're used to. Another prime example is third world countries. 80% of the world does not have a bank account and does not interface with fiat money the way you interface with it. So some people call the market the Schedule D market. But think about people like barbershops, beauty salons, street vendors. The Schedule D market is that small businessman, that individual contractor that either doesn't have a license or is just conducting commerce to participate in this fiat system, but not doing it through official channels. Or if they are doing it through official channels, it's mostly a cash-based entity. So the Schedule D market is then affected or limited with their interaction and their growth because they're a subset of the major e-commerce. So how does all of that play? What I'm trying to explain to you guys is that if you accept the system for what it is, and you realize that putting your foot on somebody else's neck may ensure your position, but it also, through reciprocal laws, limits your growth. You say, well, how is it that if I ensure my dominance, I'm limiting my growth? In the true nature of capitalism, we don't accept that. We don't see that. I'm just seeing that I'm preventing somebody else from interfering with the money I'm making. But what you have to do is excel higher with knowledge and just realize the fact that decentralized currency, decentralized money that is not a part of a central authority, there's no middleman, there's no fees, there's no restrictions. So by opening the floodgates, you essentially give yourself the same unrestricted freedom that you were trying to prevent somebody else from having. So in other words, decentralized money is free enterprise, and it is true supply and demand. So of course, components in power right now don't want it. I don't want the person next to me to move on my block because he's not the right skin color and he interferes with the dominance that I have within this pre-established hierarchy of control. And that's the truth. That's the truth that people will not admit. You won't admit the fact that you don't want anybody to interfere with your dominance. And then you won't admit that you are taking measures to manipulate, control, and influence your dominance or the maintenance of your dominance. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that if you have a higher form of intelligence and you accept the fact that free enterprise, true supply and demand money, decentralized currency, alternate forms of higher money will open the floodgates for you and for the people around you. And true free enterprise is how you cultivate success, and unlimited success at that, because it's not based on somebody's influence. It's based on somebody's ability to contribute something of value. So you're no longer fixing the scales. You're gonna start letting free enterprise be the scale, and however things fall, they fall. People don't like that. But when there is governmental or central authority control, there is also the same limitation that you exist in. Now, yes, some people say depending upon your power, you can manipulate the rules so that they don't affect you. But that manipulation is a energy-filled endeavor. Whereas in a free enterprise system like decentralized currency, everything is wide open. If you choose to send 20 cents to your best friend, you can. If you choose to send 20 million to your best friend, you can. So everybody says, what is cryptocurrency? Well, it is decentralized money. It's a higher form of electronic money on the internet. Well, how does that work? It works by you converting paper money to this digital form of money. And then it's an application that rides on the internet the same way email rides on the internet. So if you can type an email and send it to your friend, and then it goes from your user-end application to central processors and then to the end user's application, it's the same concept with digital money, like alternative currencies. What you're doing is you're plugging into an application. That application takes paper money and converts it to digital money and then sends it to a specific address. That address is just like a zip code, that it travels through the internet until it reaches the specific user that you're sending the money to. So I'm suggesting some things to you guys here, and I'm hoping that you're smart enough to position yourself within alternative currency, because you want a plan B. You want financial insurance, and you want the ability to be unrestricted in true free enterprise, supply and demand, decentralized nature. When you open the door to freedom, it actually helps not just the person in front of you or the person behind you, it helps yourself too. So if you're willing to diversify to cryptocurrency, contact me. If you're willing to convert paper money to alternative currency, then contact me. I can break this down even further, but we'll save that for when you make up your mind. Time is critical, because I believe you have about 6 months to really get serious about financial empowerment. After that, well, it's just going to be a different world.